This is the Touchstone timber electric fireplace. It's about 32 inches wide. It's got a wood frame around it with the Touchstone internal electric log inside, or electric simulated flame inside. It's a real distinctive unit. The oak is really pretty, and I'm going to give you an idea of how to operate it today and some of the features of it. Here are the controls on the side of the timber cabinet. On the side you'll be able to see all the basic settings, where you can turn the actual power of the unit on, where you can set the timer as far as how long it will work unattended and shut itself off. It can be set anywhere from 30 minutes up to 8 hours, and you'd set it by using this control box or this control panel here. You can use the remote as well. This is your down and low heat settings. It's got or flame settings. It's got 5 flame settings, and this is where you control your 2 heat settings, and how it's working shows up on these displays here. So if I turn the unit on, you can see that the electric flame is on, and I can increase the size of the flame from here. I can set the timer from here, and as I set the timer, it gives you an idea of 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours, 4.5 hours, all the way up to 8.5 hours. And this is where you'd set the heat setting at. Actually, this guy over here. So that turns the heat setting on. That's the base heat setting. If I look up at the top, you can see where the heat element is and where the heat comes up from. So you got to make sure that the top of your fireplace is not near any other devices. You can't have it right underneath a flat screen TV or too close to the ceiling. We recommend about 20 inches from the ceiling. This is the Timbers remote. It's pretty straightforward. You've got your up and down heat settings. This one takes it down. This one goes up, or actually flame settings. And there are 5 flame settings. This is for controlling your heat settings over here. This button is for controlling your timer, which sets it auto off from up to 30 minutes to 8 hours. And this is your power button. It takes standard AAA batteries, and it's pretty simple to use. This is some detail on the Timbers wood frame. Unlike the glass framed onyx and ivory cabinets, these are actually mounted directly into the actual wood frame, so you can pick it up by the wood frame. It's a little more stable than the glass framed cabinets. It's a straight oak finished surface. It could potentially be refinished, but it is a veneered stock. It's not a solid oak. So be careful if you're going to try to refinish it, because that's a little trickier to try to refinish. This is the front of the timber. I've turned off the lights in this room so you can get a better handle on the flame. There's your default setting for the fireplace. This is the middle setting, the 3rd setting. And there's 5 settings in the flame. I'm going to take it down to number 1, which is kind of the emberish type setting. With the remote, I'm taking it up to number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And all your Touchstone units will have the same glass log inside of it, so they'll all look the same. There won't be any variance in the different styles of logs. It'll just be longer in the larger unit. And in this unit, which is about 33 inches wide, it will be a little bit more narrow, but it's the same log effect and the same flame effect. So I'm going to take it back down to the default setting that comes on when you turn on the machine. Lights back on here. I'm going to turn the heat setting on so you get an idea of the sound that comes out of the unit when the heat comes on. That's the number 1 setting. You can hear the fan blower slightly blowing the heat out of the top of the unit. That's the number 2 setting. I've got it maxed out at this point. So those are your 2 heat settings, and just the sound that comes out of them. You can hear the heat blower. As I had mentioned before, when you turn off the heat, the fan will stay on to cool down the element, and it will turn off by itself. I've turned the lights back off again so you can get an idea of what the flames look like on the logs, to give you a close-up of it. That's your basic setting, your embery type of setting. Again, looks pretty realistic. They did a nice job with that. And as the settings go up, you get more of an intense glow. So it's just a little close-up of the log so you can see what's going on. So that's it. That's the Touchstone timber fireplace with the wood panel around the front, the wood frame on the front of the cabinet. If you have any questions on the unit, go to touchstonehomeproducts.com and you can email us from there or just read through the information as far as specifications. And if you have any questions, just reach out to us. Thanks for watching this video.